Welcome back to Banished. Welcome back to Revingham, the fine city. We are doing quite well here in Revingham. We've had quite a few people die, so even though we had many children, here, let's page up through this to get started. Look, we've had many children being born, but our population, I think, may have even gone down. I don't know exactly what it was at the end of the last, but look at all these deaths. So, but it's good. We got those nomads in. We're kind of holding our own. And since we have time pause, let's just move on. But I stopped it as promised when we got another trader. So let's see what this trader has brought for us today. Coal. Boo. We could probably use some coal. I mean, it's... You know, coal is a more limited resource in some kind of slight way than firewood is. We could trade some firewood for some coal, but I don't know. It's we can get the coal out of the ground. It's not like there's not enough mountains that we could, if we have to build another coal mines over here, might not be as efficient. But I don't plan on this map going on forever. Just so you guys know, I plan on going up to about a population of 300, so I get my goal of a population of 300. I've played so much modded that something as simple as that I never got as far as the thing. So don't be too disappointed if the series ends at that point. But I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this guy. Hit the play button. All right, buddy. I wish you had brought me wheat seeds or some apple seeds or an apple tree, whatever the case is. Yeah, so we just have to wait for another trader to come up there, and we'll get to that. So, in any event, we're doing pretty well. I built another house over here because the main thing I want to start doing is getting into this area, or at least getting it designed. So I do want to pause it again, I guess. What is... Oh, I thought he was coming back. Never mind. I forgot there's a bend in the river there. Why is he heading towards me? Sorry. Okay. So we have this market, and I want to pause it just for a minute because I want to do some of the layout without fear of them trying to build things. So let's go ahead and pause this for a minute, and let's come over to the roads. And what I like to do, if you haven't seen it before, is... Oh, so that is the end of it right there. Okay. Just go ahead and put a road all the way around this guy. All right, yeah, so I think that's all road. And then we'll take another road here. And then we'll take, I don't know if I should pause this or not, even though I don't really... Yeah, so did I do that wrong? I think I did. Let's go and get the deleting tool. No, I did it right. Yeah, see, I want a double road, like, along there. Okay, so we won't delete that. And then... Yeah, so this is where it starts, like, right here. Right, and I can't really see my bridge, and I don't really know if I'm going straight anyhow. Let's zoom out some. Where's my bridge? There it is. Yeah, so let's go like up to there. And again, I don't know if this is where we permanently want roads, but... Alright, so any houses in here would be in the market. And then one thing I like to do sometimes is come out to, like, say here, and just put another little road as a marker as to this would be outside of the area. And I just want to see if this, I kind of like the way this looks. Like if we were to do another road, again, this would be like a double road, right? So we would do something along these lines, and then we'll just do like a marker like that. Yeah, is there any I think I wouldn't build this road. I think we could get building all the rest of them. And then I built a... Here, let's get rid of this road first. Right. And then I'll get rid of... Yeah, that's perfect. Get rid of that little bit. So we'll have them come in and build the roads around here. And... Yeah, we'll build a road over to there. And then let's just take a look. Is there... Yeah, see, there's not not real great spaces, and we could talk about what we're going to do over here, but I think it should just be like, the towns that we, here, let's start playing time. And if they build those, it's fine. Hopefully they don't. The only other thing is, and the reason I'm doing this right now is because if we take a look, we really don't have that much stone and iron, and I could always have them. They're done building this stretch of road, right? So I'd probably, one of my next priorities would probably be to stone this section of road. But again, if we take a look, so let's go ahead and make that a job, even though I think they're going to go work on that other road first. Like if we came up to here, it's going to cost us 31 stone, which isn't too bad. Let's do that. All right, so we're going to work on getting some roads done. I'm really just sort of waiting on our pop. Oh, there goes another death. So, yeah, it's at some point I need to go around and just make sure, see how we're doing in our houses. See, we have these single people. They're not the ideal. But we do, do we have enough breeding baby making people? And do we have a lot of kids? See, there's a student. She could have babies. I'm not saying a huge number of. There's a young man. Yeah, so we could definitely up it. So what I'm thinking of was the problem with putting people over here is that they're outside of the range of our market, and they wouldn't be in the range of this market either. So it's sort of an issue. So we're probably better off if we, putting a house here is not bad because it'll get a few people closer to what we're doing over here. But I'm thinking that maybe we should put another house like in this neighborhood. Let's see, can we get it? I can't get it there, but we could build it anywhere here. Why don't we, we'll keep it kind of tight. I don't think there's any reason not to. Sometimes you can put houses and buildings and force them to use the roads. Like they're not, like, they, even if they have a stone road, sometimes they cut across places. And it's not a bad idea to look to see if you have a lot of people walking in a goofy way. The problem is just, it's really hard, like in this scenario to get them, unless you like put something right here. But then again, I guess they're always going to go the shortest path. Now this guy, see, look, he goes up further, then he cuts over. But he was probably coming, he's coming here, where she was coming from there. And he's going to get some supplies. Some stone. So we're doing okay, but again, a bunch of people dying. I mean, that's going to be normal. We just need to keep ahead of, keep growing and keep things going. So, yeah, as far as what we're going to do over here, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think we should do a bunch of kind of everything, right? So, I mean, we don't need tons of food because we got food production here, but then the other side of it is, you want to stay kind of efficient. So we do want to have food production. Now let's see, one thing we might be able to do over here. Tools I'm not too worried about, but I've regretted in the past not, like there's only not a few places, but where you can put mines is somewhat limited. All right, let's just leave that open for a minute so we can see. There we go. See, we can get mines, not quite there. Yeah, see, I don't like to, like if we could put a mine in, yeah, we'll pause that in a second. Yeah, I'm not going to get one there. All right, so that way, if we did decide to fire up more, we could probably put a few over here. Is that true? Right, again, we don't have to build those. They're just space holders that we don't build other things on top, which would, let's see, what do we have up here? We do have this, which we could probably, but this would be, that's quite a lot of iron and coal that we could get out of there. We could even probably come onto the other side of this hill, potentially. Could we? Yeah, see that? All right, so I'm not going to even place that. But so that would mean that I would tend to want to come down here. This quadrant of town would tend to be maybe where we would do blacksmithing. And then we don't want to come too far over this way and interfere with our hunting lodge. Though we may consider clearing out some of these trees, even though they'll expand back just to make, again, do we really even care about hunting cabins if we have enough cattle? That's another question. But so I'm saying all of that because I'm thinking of, putting in some farming and just sort of making sure we do it in a place that makes sense. We could even do more sheep and stuff over here, sheep and pigs, and not pigs. We don't have pigs, but yeah. So I think let's do this. We have this road that comes up and over. Let's just make another road. Let's see, that's green, that's not. Yeah, I think I'll just come out this way. Not the full way. We'll do another road right there so that we kind of get an idea of, like, I like to keep things in the bounds. So we'll see. Like, of houses here, we'll try to do a little bit better of a layout over here as far as what people need and want and where we build it. So we'd put houses on each one of these squares here, and I think this could be a nice little town. And let's do one more road. All right, so that's red, green. I'm only going to come out a little ways here. All right, so we'll get all of those roads built where it'll be a lot easier to see. And I'll probably, in this episode, I think I'm going to plan on, this will be the trader waiting episode as much as anything. I mean, keep an eye on things. Having a little bit of a groundswell of children versus students. But we've got a good number of laborers to run around and get stuff. I definitely want them to get this storage yard built. It's definitely better to get them to do a storage yard, and then people could come by later on. Like if we're going to assign some of this stone and whatnot to be gathered, which is one of the reasons for getting over here, is we can gather up this stuff since we don't have a ton of it at this point. And I do want to get these houses upgraded as well as other ones being built. Right? Okay, so this guy got built. Oh, and there's nobody even in there. Did it just get built this second and I didn't notice? But we should be able to get some people in there. Sometimes the tick of redoing the houses, I mean, it always takes the same amount of time, but sometimes it feels like it takes forever. So again, I'm going to probably start focusing in on, just for a few minutes, getting a couple of these houses upgraded to stone, which is good. It'll cut down the amount of fuel that they use. Where are we at here? How's our cemetery doing? That's another goal that I've never reached, is filling up a cemetery. Not sure if we'll do that or not, but we already got 44 in there. So, but no, we're doing okay. We've got food, and I think we're making the right amount. Let's look at our production. I mean, it's sort of stayed in that ballpark. Food. So we've used, yeah, look at that. We used 6,000 and we've made 6,000. Last year we used 7,000 and we only produced 6,000. But again, yeah, so we might want to up our food production a little bit. But we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, you could always, we got a big buffer. Oh, and that's something else I did. For all of my talking, one of the suggestions was that we increase the food limit. So I've brought that up to 10,000. So we're not limiting our food at this point. I'm not one to make it infinite because I'd rather just micromanage the number of people, which is, when I'm making it 10,000, I'm making it well above anything that we would use. If we get to that high, I just want to stop production, even if it's not the most efficient way to stop production and do things. But we should definitely keep a close eye on that. I think we're on the borderline of using up food. And I'm okay with that because we have quite a bit of food in here. And it won't, within the bounds of a season of growth, I've got a couple, I might even want to build this other fishing thing just so that it's done and built. Yeah, you know what, now that we're building dumb roads over there, not dumb, but now that we're building just roads for the sake of building roads, why don't we unpause this fishing dock? Because even if I don't put any people in it, like, it'll be a good thing to like fire up right away if we start running low on food. And because if we try to fire up a farm, say in fall, you're not going to get anything until the the next summer or whatever the crops grow. So you can get caught out if you're just counting on the crops to absorb that kind of thing. And then we can also talk about, one of the reasons I just built this road is we could talk about putting more fishing somewhere over in this neighborhood here, right? 2 or 3 along this river, and they would help feed this town over here, and that could be like a good starting source of food for them over there, where they don't have to haul everything from over here. And then we should probably talk about, like, this gatherer isn't going, we could get them going, but probably should talk about a road coming out of this area getting up into here too. All right, well, let me pause it for, not pause it, but pause the recording, and I'm going to sit here and wait for a trader, and when one comes, I really want to get alcohol going, get the happiness to the max. So I'll see you in a second. Well, we're over here diligently building these roads, which would be my top priority, but I don't know. I know we have the prioritizing tool down in here somewhere, but it's all good. It all needs to be done. We're doing okay. We've had some people die. We had quite a few children, so a number have become students, which is fortunate. One became a laborer. I did put a couple more people, or I don't know, 1 more people, 2 more people in our mine, another one in our thing because our coal was getting low. Now, one thing nice about having these mines going is that you can better control these numbers as you get more people, right? It's not a matter of, oh, I got to go gather up some more iron. Now, we can get more iron from over here whenever we want, especially to keep people busy. Actually, we'll probably start clearing things out from this area down here. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I did come back because we had a trader coming. So hopefully we'll get something good. Hopefully some, like I said, I'm looking forward to some wheat or some apples or some pears or something we can make the alcohol out of. I don't want to beat a dead horse and keep saying that. Oh, I also demolished one of our wood houses and built another stone house. So that's another reason for having this border house, if you guys don't play the game much, is that as you demolish your old wooden houses, which you do get at least some of the materials back, you can then like they'll have a place to go until they settle out where they, find a new house. And just in case there's no houses available at all, at least they have a place to live in the meantime. So getting a boarding house up is definitely a very good thing to do. Now, the other thing I'm waiting for here is, if you look, our food has gotten down into the 3,000 range. I think it was even a little lower than that. I think it got down to like 3,200 or something, 3,300. So I want to get these farms going, but I don't want to assign them until winter time. So that way, or at least early spring. I'll probably do it whenever I think of it, but I don't want them to go out there and start planting stuff. So we'll get our cabbages going again. And that's as opposed, because I think we're going to steadily need that food. We did get this fishing village built that we had assigned earlier, and I just put it on pause. One other thing before the guy gets there is our cattle got up to 10 cattle, which I think is the minimum, something like that. But we now have a separate pen, so 2 pens of cattle, which is great because, if one of them gets the disease, then we should be okay. All right, so let's pause time for a second and go check out. Come on, good trader. Firewood. Really? You're bringing me firewood? And you want my iron tools for firewood? Can you order anything from this guy? Well, we could order ale, but I doubt that's worth doing. Yeah, really nothing else that this guy would have that we're either not making ourselves. Yeah, the only thing he would have would be the ale, and he doesn't have any on him, and I don't want to spend whatever it ends up being twice as much for ale. So another disappointing trader. We're not having the best of luck. Now, we could talk about building another trading building, and that would up the number of traders. Maybe we'll do that over here in and around our fishing villages at that point. So yeah, anyway, another problem that I've noticed that we should probably take care of is this is getting pretty full at times between the mutton and the wool, and then we have the tools that could come in here. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting another storage up here where more of this stuff, like the chicken stuff and all, could come into this one. I think that would free up like some room, because that means our fish, well, we're not fishing up here, but if we ever do fish, I think we're really going to struggle with that. So now, fortunately, people will be eating more mutton, and that's another reason for, you know, balancing out your food and, you know, using the food that you already have. So let's go ahead and get the storages. And I'm not sure if it matters exactly where we build it. Yeah, either way, we're kind of blocking that road, huh? Yeah, no, I don't think I could build it there, because I think that even if I deleted that, I think the quarry actually, the mine sticks out into that road section. I don't know. I guess right here will be fine. So we'll put that on our list of things. Oh, we got that. Good. We got the stone house going. So I don't want to do this too quickly, because again, I want to keep this number around a third, and we're maybe above it, because I'm trying to grow things quickly. And plus, I know we have a lot of food making capacity, so I'm not too big of a, yeah, like I'm not worried that we're going to get more people than we have food for. But the other thing is, you do have to worry that you get too few people making food for the number. Like, we have, what, 28 people that are, over half of our population is eating, but they're not making anything for us. So we do want to keep that in some kind of check, balance of sorts. So there we go. So what else? What other things are they working on? Like, why is it not 3 of 3 here? There's something else I must be working on that I don't even remember. All right. Well, anyway, our iron's going up. Our coal is holding a little bit better now that I added those people. So I think this is going up now. Is this? I think the limit's 200. Yeah, I think that's fine. The iron limit for now 300. You know what? Let's take those each up 1 or 2. Oh, we got another one died. Yeah. So the dying's real. How's our cemetery doing? Because we definitely want to. Yeah, only 18 out of 144. So we're doing fine. Plenty of room in the cemetery. Yeah, everything is just going exactly as I would expect it, and as we get, yeah, I think we could probably get the laborers doing something more. We've got this cleared out. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go and denude some area over here. Meaning, let's just use the remove everything. Right. I'm just going to do it right around the town here. And even though the trees may grow back, like, see how we have all this in there? I don't necessarily want that. So we'll just get them to clear an area around there, so when we start to go build houses, we have this storage, and they should be able to bring it back to here for now. So we probably could talk about a storage in this area, huh? Yeah, let's design a little bit. Now, I don't think it's really going to make too much difference. I'm thinking maybe we put down some of the things that we would know we need, right? We would want a hospital over here eventually. I think maybe we put our hospital here. Pause that. And then let's go ahead and plan on a well here. And we'll pause that. And then a chapel. Chapel right there. Pause that. So even though I just said I was going to clear out that area, and I think, yeah, what we would do is leave this area open. Let me get a little more road action going. Yeah, so that's in the thing, so we would want to come to like here. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the cancel this, and then we can build the road. Right, and then this. just do that enough that I can come in here and get another storage yard. We could always delete the storage yard in the future, but that'll give them so they don't have to yank things all the way back up to here. And a lot of this stuff we may use in this area to build things. Yeah, so there we go. And then, yeah, well, we'll let them clear out. We'll let some time pass. Let's see, is it early winter? Yeah, so let me go ahead and put people back to work over here. And we want, do we have 2 farmers? Farmer. Yeah, so we want to add 2 more. Oh, that's right, they're orchard people. Oh. There we go. Yeah, so let's put them on before I forget. So we're really down. Oh, look, 2 people died while I thought I had plenty of people. All right, well, I'm going to keep a real close eye on that because we don't, really the biggest problem with letting that go to 0, like if 2 people died, if one of them was our teacher. So let's go and, okay, our teacher's only 36, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem, but if the teacher was, you know, like 76, we would definitely want to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I definitely would like to keep those farmers. At this moment, I could probably take some people off of the quarry, but I was hoping to get more of these stone houses. And yeah, see, we haven't even built this road yet across here, so I think they're going to use up a bunch of stone to do that as well. All right, well, we're making good progress. I mean, it's a matter of time, and you know, people die, and here we are. But let's just take a look at our statistics. I don't know if you guys can see this well. I guess it depends on the size of your screen. But there's our population. So even though we're not getting like we're kind of stagnated a little bit, the green is the adults right here. And then if you look, our population is shooting on up because we have a lot of children. You know, that kind of stagnated a little bit, but it's still growing overall. So that's perfect. I'm very happy with this so far, but yeah, we might even want to slow down a little bit on the number of children here if this gap between these two keeps getting bigger. But we'll see. I'm not too unhappy because we have enough food. This will give us a bunch more. We have some in reserve. So we're really in pretty decent shape, and then I'm just really, yeah, more born. I need, yeah, I think we're going a little bit, probably a little heavy on the house building, so I'll slow that down a little bit. I might even just replace some of these houses, which overall, you know, like if I replace this, I don't think it will increase the number of people. Like, you know, I did build a couple more stone houses, which is leading us to having even more babies, which I'm okay with. Like I said, as long as we have enough food, it's not bad to grow your population for the most part. You just want to make sure you keep it under control. Then the other thing we don't want to do is grow the population way up and then, you know, end up with a great die-off, right? Like a lot of these people are going to die at the same time. So it's really not about growing your population as fast as you can. It's definitely about growing it steady. All right, let's see. Is there another trader on the way by any chance? Not yet. All right, so let me sit here for a minute, think of some more things to say, and we'll wait for the next trader. Come on, alcohol. Let's hope for the best. Are you ready for another round of the Trader Lottery? So we'll see. Hopefully he brings us something good. And in the meantime, I don't think it's now summer of the next year. So what we were in I don't know, autumn, I think, the last time we spoke. So it's been a little bit of time. It's taken a while for this guy to get here, but let's get ready to pause it. Just because I like to do that so I can think clearly, even though I probably don't really need to at this point. Helps my brain. Steel tools. Boo. Orders. Yes, this is like the same guy that was here last time. I am pretty unhappy with our traders. Alright, well, eventually somebody who sells... Oops, let's dismiss him. And start tying back up. If we take a look at our inventory, just so you guys, it's probably, I've snuck some things in here. We have 1,400 firewood. We're barely producing enough firewood, I would have to say. I haven't really mentioned that or paid much attention to it, but it's not necessarily in a real good shape. So I think one of the things we definitely want to do is watch out for that. I don't think it's an emergency at this point, but we've got plenty of wood being produced, so it's not a matter of that. It's more a matter of getting them cut and chopped into wood. Now the other thing is I've taken quite a bit of mutton and put it into here. And we got some walnuts in here. We got some wool. We got lots of good things. We got a lot of venison. And our food has really been pretty stable. I mean, it's been up and down. It got up to as much as 4,300. And then we should have a little extra burst this year with the fact that we are now already harvesting. I think we're harvesting our crops. So we should have some extra cabbages to throw into the supply of food this year. And again, pretty highly disappointed that we didn't get some other crop to start growing. But we've got two fisheries here that we could start doing. We could just do more cabbages. I think, where I personally would get tired of eating cabbage, I guess it's all food. And then we also have this gatherer who's not doing anything down here. And we're doing pretty good with our laborers and builders. Our builders have still mostly, last time I looked, they're going all the way over to here, which is not very efficient. Maybe we could have built a house or two, but that's, pushing forward in this game can be kind of time consuming, getting things over and in place and getting enough. But we are clearing some of the ground in this area as far as that kind of stuff goes. And what else are we doing? I think that's about it. I mean, that's right. I did subconsciously I knew what I wanted to say. We now have this storage barn, which is taking up some of the slack from this one in a sense. So I think they're still tending to go to this one, but the chicken stuff I think is coming in here better. And the iron and the coal don't come in here anyway, so they go to this storage here. And so I want to wait a little bit till we get a few more students and a few less children, but I think we could come in and pick a house that doesn't have childbearing age people and say, let's just upgrade this house. So we'll do that before the end of the next episode or the beginning of the next episode. Probably not going to wait for it in this one since we're over the normal half-hour mark, right, pretty much at this point. So we're going to get more done down here. I probably should plan on a few houses. And then what are they going to do? Well, it sort of depends on, I definitely want them to do some crops and stuff. I don't want to encroach in on this. So if they were going to do crops, I think I'm just going to jam them in, maybe over in this general region, and because we can probably put some fields up in here and look at all that stuff to gather up. So we have lots of stone to get out of here. We have lots of, the trees are just the trees, but, a good amount of iron and stone. And that'll help add to the pile and speed things up. Our iron is not going up incredibly quickly, but we're still building tools at that point. So, no bets of a ride at the town hall. Yeah, you know what? Our food just dropped down. Let's see, how many is there? Nomads. 11. Ooh, that's a lot. And it's early autumn. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Because of that number of children that we have, that'll help even out the deaths in a sense. So we'll have deaths sooner. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. Yeah, so that's going to be quite a few people in here. But the other thing I looked at real quick was, do we have enough stone and whatnot? And where would we build more houses? You know what? Let's see if we put them. Let's just plop in. Where would we want? I guess anywhere over here would be fine. Oh, not wood houses. Right. So I'm going to put that road's in the wrong place. You know what? Sorry. Let's I don't really necessarily want them building... Well, I did want them building that road, but 'cause I wanted to get a fishery over here. Oh, that's... you know what? Yeah, let's... Oops. Cancel this building, too. Oops. Cancel this road. That's not how you cancel roads. And then I want to build that road. I like to build it out from here. It gives a little more room. Let's build it, well, just this far for now. And then, so you don't put houses. And it lets you 1, 2, right? And then we can actually, oops. You can actually leave a space in there between them. And that just helps, even though they're stone houses already, it just helps even further with the fire. Right? And then if we have another row of houses back here, they can also get more quickly to the thing. So, and there's no, normally speaking, there's no real limit out here. So why not make it like this extra bit wide right there? Because you could pack them all in, but I'm not sure that there's more benefit than having the spaces for them to travel around a little more quickly. There we go. All right, so we have 3 more houses planned. Let's see, how many of them, did we get a tick? Yeah, so we've got 1, 2. Yeah, we definitely have the need for those houses, and we'll get them over here. And while that won't be the most efficient for a minute, we're going to need to get them some food over to here kind of quickly. So we'll once they get over here, they'll be the least efficient people we have. We'll try to in the next episode quickly get them there, but that'll help get us established over there a little bit more quickly. And I don't think we really need the people over here, so we will keep them all on labor. Well, no, you know what? We'll keep let's up the number of builders so we start getting some of that stuff done a bit more quickly. Namely, getting this road done. Yeah, then I planned on another section of road right here. All right, good. Well, I'm happy. I don't know what you guys think about our progress. Let's do one last little check. Make sure we don't have another trader coming to end the episode. Okay. All right, I might even call this episode "Unhappy with the Traders." So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you. Hope if you have any comments, you leave them. Thank you for all your likes and subscriptions. I definitely appreciate it. And have a good day. And I'll see you next week in Banished. Take care. Bye-bye.